Hart broke your stand-up box office record.
What record did he break?
He said he broke some record of your box office sales for stand-up.
I don't know. Where did he...
Kevin Hart is genuinely afraid, and that's not gossip. Those are Eddie Murphy's own words. When a legend like Eddie Murphy, often called one of the founding fathers of modern comedy, claims another comedian is afraid, people pay attention.
10 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club.
What Eddie revealed about Kevin Hart and Katt Williams sent shockwaves through the comedy scene. Let's break it down. According to Eddie, Kevin's fear isn't about jokes, rivalry, or any street conflict. It's deeper. He's afraid of what Katt Williams represents. In comedy, there are different tiers: the businessmen, the entertainers, and the truth tellers. And Katt? Well, he's all three, and he's done it without ever bowing to Hollywood's rules.
Are we ever gonna see you on stage again doing stand-up?
I'm gonna do it again, because I got to break Kevin's new record. I got to get back on the stage, because this new record that Kevin got, I got to have it back.
In your stuff on social media, boy, I know what you do, but you do it for play.
Eddie Murphy made it clear. Some people thrive because the system loves them, while others survive despite it. That's what unsettles those who depend on the system to succeed. And that's exactly Kevin's challenge. Kevin conquered Hollywood, but Katt conquered authenticity. And that's harder to control.
I got a show at your hometown in Philly. I'm gonna take my special there. On that stage, we can put whatever you want. A full court basketball court, a boxing.
This isn't just a surface-level rivalry. It stretches back to when comedy itself began to shift after icons like Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor set the standard.
Heard of a comedian that came to LA, and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
In those days, being funny alone didn't cut it. You had to be fearless, bold enough to tell the truth even when it made people uncomfortable.
Do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
You had to speak the truth about power, race, and money. Nothing was off limits. That's exactly what Eddie did, what Richard Pryor did, and what Katt Williams continues to do. Kevin, on the other hand, chose a safer route. He kept things clean, aligned with the industry, and became Hollywood's go-to comedian. And yes, Eddie Murphy took note of that.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't.
Hey, Kev, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
When I hosted for Diddy?
Yeah. Nah?
You asking the wrong person the wrong.
In an interview, Eddie said, "It's not about who's bigger, it's about who's free. One man's got the spotlight, the other's got his soul." Fans instantly knew who he meant. The man in the spotlight? Kevin Hart. The man holding onto his soul? Katt Williams.
You that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate. Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany in? Ain't he now opening it up for...
Katt Williams? Let's break it down. Kevin Hart has built an empire. Movies, sponsorships, sold-out tours, podcasts, fitness ventures, even tequila brands. He's the definition of mainstream success. But with that success come limitations. Katt Williams, on the other hand, doesn't carry those constraints.
Already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA, and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? 10 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club.
Katt doesn't rely on studios. He doesn't wait for anyone's approval or need permission to speak his mind. That's exactly the distinction Eddie Murphy highlighted, and it's what unsettles Kevin the most. You can't outshine someone who's completely free. Eddie understands that feeling well. He lived it. He once held the title of Hollywood's golden boy too, until he chose to walk away, vanish for years, and later return on his...
Ever been the humble guy? I have time to not be humble today. I have time to fact check everything he said because the world of Katt Williams is a fictional world.
I was actually one of those comedians that said, no, I wouldn't wear a dress. There's no way.
Dave Chappelle said that they tried to make him wear a dress.
You have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. I know what they are. You gotta know that you're a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. And then when proposed with the opportunity of what I felt was funny, nobody made Martin put on a dress and nobody made Tyler Perry. It was a choice.
So when Eddie looks at Kevin now, following a similar path but without the same freedom to step away, he recognizes the trap. He said, "You're not afraid of the man, you're afraid of what he reveals." And that statement hit deep because Katt Williams has been calling out Hollywood for years, talking about secret deals, hidden agendas, and fake friendships. These are topics Kevin Hart avoids completely, topics he can't even touch. Let's rewind. The tension between Kevin and Katt didn't just appear out of nowhere, it's been simmering since the late 2000s. Back then, both were on the rise. Kevin, the ambitious crowd pleaser, and Katt, the raw street philosopher. They shared stages, respect, and momentum. But as Kevin's fame exploded, Katt began to notice a shift. Roles once meant for him started landing in Kevin's hands, and interviews Katt declined became Kevin's breakthrough moments.
Script goofball.
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it?
Yeah. The water was deeper though.
Came up, flame was gone. At that time, I was in panic. I had asthma. It was a difficult.
And Katt sensed that pattern early on. In one viral clip, he said, "They want safe, not truth, so they pick him." Many fans thought he was just being bitter. But years later, Eddie Murphy basically confirmed that same idea. Eddie said, "Hollywood doesn't pick you for being real. They pick you for being reliable." And that's the real message here. Kevin's reliable, he shows up, follows the script, earns the money, and makes everyone look good. Katt, on the other hand, is unpredictable. He might say something that exposes the truth behind it all. That's why Kevin fears him. Because Katt is the one comedian he can't outshine, outmarket, or outtalk. Eddie Murphy once shared a story about fear in Hollywood, saying, "The ones who run the show always fear the ones they can't control." And that's exactly what's happening here. Katt's not part of the system, so the system fears him. Meanwhile, Kevin, being inside that system, has to fear him too. Now, let's talk about their styles. Kevin Hart makes people laugh through energy. He's fast, funny, clean, and relatable. He jokes about his family, friends, and everyday life. It's fun, safe, and appeals to everyone. Katt Williams, though, makes people laugh through pain. He dives into politics, race, the industry, faith, and hypocrisy. He doesn't just perform, he preaches. He doesn't only entertain, he enlightens. That's the kind of comedy that stands the test of time. Eddie Murphy once said, "The greats don't just make you laugh, they make you think." That's why Katt Williams unsettles people. He's not just a comedian, he's a truth teller with a mic. Fans have also noticed how quiet Kevin gets whenever Katt's name is mentioned. Whenever Katt drops a viral interview exposing Hollywood, Kevin stays silent. He doesn't react or defend himself. But silence can often sound like fear. Eddie said, "When you're not ready to face the truth, you go quiet." And that's exactly what Kevin's been doing. Meanwhile, Katt's been doubling down. Remember his Club Shay Shay interview earlier this year? Katt didn't just talk about Steve Harvey or Cedric the Entertainer. He went after the entire system. He reminded everyone, "I've been the one telling y'all what's really going on. Now they can't hide it anymore." The internet went wild. Memes, debates, headlines, everyone was talking about Katt. And Kevin? Still silent. That's why Eddie's words hit so deeply. He said what fans already believed. Kevin Hart's silence isn't confidence. It's caution. It's fear of what might come next. Eddie summed up that fear perfectly. When a man builds a house made of money, he can't afford a truth that burns. And that line fits Kevin Hart perfectly. He's built a billion-dollar brand, movies, TV shows, sponsorships, a global image. But that image survives only as long as people believe he's clean, likable, and in control. Katt represents the opposite side of that world, raw, rebellious, and untamed. Just one interview from him can shift the narrative in Hollywood in ways Kevin never could. So sure, Kevin might smile for the cameras, but behind that smile, he's watching every new Katt Williams clip that goes viral. Eddie Murphy once spoke about something deeper, the battle for legacy. He said, "You can earn all the money in the world, but the real currency in comedy is respect." And that's where Katt wins. Because even if Hollywood shuts its doors on him, the people still stand with him. His words stick, his clips live on, and his fans never forget. Kevin might dominate the box office, but in the culture, respect outweighs awards. That's why Eddie said Kevin fears Katt, because deep down, Kevin knows that when it's all over, it's not Hollywood or the networks that decide who's legendary, it's the people. Behind the scenes, this tension is well known. Insiders say Katt's name comes up often in Hollywood meetings. Producers and executives talk about him like a risk factor. One producer was even quoted saying, "We'd love to work with Katt, but he's unpredictable. With Kevin, we know exactly what we're getting." That sums it all up. Katt's dangerous because he can't be controlled. Kevin's safe because he already plays by the rules. Eddie Murphy, who's watched this same pattern unfold for decades, recognizes it clearly. He said, "They call you crazy when they can't control you. Then they call you legendary when you're gone." Right now, Katt's living through that crazy phase, and it unsettles everyone who's too afraid to take risks. Eddie understands that fear. Back in the 80s, older comedians feared him too. Not because he was harsh, but because he was honest. He pushed limits, spoke truth, and reshaped comedy. Now Katt's doing the same thing, but in an era where telling the truth can get you canceled. That's real power. And Kevin Hart, who's built his brand on being agreeable and staying in everyone's good graces, knows that kind of power could tear down everything he's created. Fans have started noticing this too. Whenever Katt Williams trends, Kevin's fan pages fill up with comments like, "Where you at, Kev? Say something. You scared of Katt?" But Kevin never responds. He keeps smiling, sharing family posts, gym videos, and motivational captions. Yet silence doesn't erase pressure, it intensifies it. As Eddie Murphy once said, "Pressure makes diamonds, but it also cracks glass." And right now, no one knows which one Kevin Hart will become. Katt Williams has spoken on this himself. He once said, "They always tell you to be humble when you're telling the truth. But fake people don't have to be humble, they just have to smile." That was a direct hit at people like Kevin, those who smile their way through real issues. So when Eddie Murphy explained why Kevin's afraid, it wasn't about drama. It was about something much deeper. Kevin fears losing the mask. Because once Katt pulls it off, the world might finally see what Eddie already does. A comedian who reached the top, but may have lost a part of himself along the way. The wildest part is Eddie actually respects them both. He said, "Kevin's one of the hardest working men I've ever met. Katt's one of the most honest. The one who learns from the other will be unstoppable." That's wisdom from a true legend, because at the core, this isn't just a rivalry. It's a lesson about what success really costs. You can play by the rules like Kevin and win everything, or you can challenge the system like Katt and lose it all, except your soul. And Eddie Murphy, having lived both sides, knows exactly which one leaves the deeper scar. So, what's next for them? Kevin Hart will keep winning on paper. More movies, tours, and brand deals. But the more Katt speaks, the more people start asking questions. Questions Kevin would rather avoid. As for Katt, he's past caring about Hollywood's approval. He's endured the blacklisting, the headlines, and the ridicule. Now, he's focused on the long game, choosing truth over fame and freedom over comfort. Eddie's words only highlighted that difference. He didn't create drama. He revealed the reality. Kevin Hart isn't afraid of Katt Williams, the man. He's afraid of what Katt stands for. The part of himself he had to suppress to become Hollywood's golden boy. And that's what makes this story powerful. It's bigger than two comedians. It's about every artist who's ever faced the choice between being loved and being real. Katt chose truth. Kevin chose acceptance. And Eddie Murphy? He's sitting back, watching it all unfold, already knowing how the story ends. This is Buzz and Drama, where we break down Hollywood's truth, one legend at a time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Who's the real king of comedy today? Katt Williams with his truth or Kevin Hart with his empire? We'll see you in the next one.